Hello everyone. So in today's video, I'll demonstrate how I've created my NestJS project. So currently this is the blogging website that I'm working on. It is my personal project and I'm using NestJS. This is the new framework of Node.js that I'm learning. And basically this framework is really cool, as in you cannot write like bad code in this. Okay, it doesn't allow, it follows a controller services model, so like MVC model. So here you, if you see the model, is basically the type of data, right? So if you are storing a blog, so what all the things are available in blogs. Okay, so this is how you define the entity. So entity is like the model, okay, in MVC structure. Then you have the controller that takes care of all the requests, parsing the request, getting the request body. And then you have the services, right? Services take care of sharing data and persisting the data in the database, right? So let's go to the folder structure. So basically this folder comes after I build the project. So before that, these are all my folders. So there is the src folder. Inside that I have a blogs folder. For blogs I have a module, and basically then I run migrations so that my entity is generated in the table, SQL table. So the database I'm using is SQL. And currently in this video, I just want to show you the basics of how NestJS works and how currently I have implemented in its very fundamental form the CRUD operations for a blog. So here we'll see that I also have a blog. Like this is a basic blog structure. So we'll see how we can make the modifications in this. Let me show you the database. Currently, this is my project is in very nascent stage. I haven't even implemented the authentication. So this is just an introduction. I will go in depth as I progress further when I implement the authentication authorization. It's a really cool. Nest.js framework is really cool, and yeah, it is gaining popularity. So yeah, this is the folder, database connection. This is my database, and inside my database I have this blog development. This is the dbeaver tool. It's much better than the uh, ISQL workbench. So here you can see this is the migrations table. All right, this is my blogs migration table. It stores all the migration that I've run in my file. This is the entity. Uh, so here all my blogs are stored, right? So here this is how I'm saving. We have the ID, title, summary of the blog, keywords, the actual blog itself, and the date and time at which it is created, right? So it's like past 12. So that is why it is showing 25th, but I created all this on 24th, so yesterday. So yeah, let's go on the Postman. I started the server. The command for starting NestJS server is npm run start dev. All right, and we'll see the CRUD operations. These are all my HTTP verbs. So post is for creating, get is for getting all the logs from the database, patch is the editing a special editing a special like blog entity or something that we'll see. This delete is for the deleting the blog. So yeah, let's do one thing as well. Let's write a method for get by specific ID as well. All right. And this will be the structure. Let's copy this, update and get by ID, get by ID, param ID pay. We don't need the this thing. So let's remove this. And here we just have to pass the ID, and here we'll say get by ID. Okay, now we'll go. This is the controller, so this is taking care of all our requests. Now we'll go and create a service for getting. So get all blogs, create blog. Here we okay. So let's just make a method async. So and see async, we have to make async as we are communicating with the database. Currently, I've not defined the exact interfaces, so I'm actually using any, but we'll see the type inference. Okay, find one, but here we have to use ID like this. No, let's do this. This is not the method. Actually, this is also method, but find by ID is much better. Okay, what is the issue? No ID. Okay, ID number. All right. Now from here, let's return this directly. All right, let's go to block controller, see what it is returning. All right, we are ready. So let's go. Here you can see the on any changes, the NestJS server restarts on its own. And here what we have done is we have just created a service. So repository is actually a file or a class that is injected in the service. So NestJS, the main concept of NestJS is dependency injection. If you understand dependency injection, you can assume that you know the 50% of NestJS. So yeah, let's do one thing. Let's go save our project and let's go to Postman. And here you can see we have create block. So let us copy the that. Yeah, this basically I got from ChatGPT because this is just the data that you need, right? It is not that important. Here we send the whole in the request body. Okay, so it is title, summary, keywords, blogs, and everything. Let me close this because I have most of all things here. We'll just need one more method. Let's do this later. First, I'll let me show you how to create and edit and everything. So this is our creation. Send. Okay, so here we can see that our blog is created. We can also go to dbeaver and see mastering Node.js, right? So our data is persisting. Let's get all the blogs. Okay, here you can see it takes time, but you can see we have got all the blogs from ID 2 up to ID 9. dbeaver we can see we have 229, right? Then if we want to delete some blog, we just have to send the ID over here. Let's say we need to delete the number 2 blog. So control enter. We have deleted the blog and refresh. All right, we have some issue in the blog service. Delete. Oh, the thing is that we are just finding const blog to be deleted. Let's do this. Return. Let's await this dot repo dot delete blog to be deleted. Let's try to pass it as an object. What is the issue? To be deleted. Find options where blog to be deleted is a blog entity array. Okay. So here I'm getting an array. So let's see how to delete this, or instead we can just delete here, right? Instead of returning. Yeah. So basically what is happening is that once we find or find by, okay, earlier it was find by. So we get an array and then it is not delete method does not work on array. That is what it was saying that array of type log entity cannot be deleted. That is why what we are doing, we are directly deleting the value. Okay, now let's see send. We won't be returning anything from here, okay, because here we can see the promise is void. So here we go. Hopefully this would have worked. Yeah, the ID number 2 is deleted, right? Let's get all blogs. We saw that, right? In let's edit. So here you can see the path is blogs and ID number 9, which I want to edit. I will go to body and I will say third, update a blog, and let's edit. Oh, here we have to put a comma, and let me just put this a little bit down. And I press Control and Enter to send a request. Here you can see the ID number 9 is updated. Now let's go. Here you can see the value is edited. So for updating or editing the blog, I'm using a dynamic method. Okay, so if I send any single value, even then it will work. So this is the dynamic property that I'm using. So the thing is that what happens is the scalability, right? So if in future I add multiple or many entities, many columns in my entity, okay, so in future if I add more columns in this, right, one after the other, created by the user to which this blog is linked, so there I don't have to add extra values. This validation will work, or this function will work for updation. Okay, so I just have to add validations. So this is how I am using this. Now let's see this get by id method. So here let's copy this basically same, Just we are sending the get request. All right, let's see. See, here we got the updated block. Here you can see the data structure is the array, right? So this is how basic Nest.js CRUD operations work. This is how the controllers are separated. So controller basically parses our request and readies our response, right? So everything that is to do something with request and response, it is done inside the controller. Like you can see, we are parsing the ID. So ID here comes as a string. We parse it into an integer, and here you can see the ID is number, right? Then we have the DTOs. DTOs is basically the how the data will come in the request for create. Similarly, we have an update DTO. So if we want to update, so we might get title, we might get summary, we might get keywords, we might get blog, we might get created and deleted it. Okay, so we might get individually, or we might also get all the values together. Then we have the entity. Entity is the fundamental thing that says how my entity will look. So if you see this at the rate column, at the rate column, at the rate column, so these are the columns over here. So ID column, title column, summary, keywords, blog created at title, summary, keywords, blog created at ID. So yeah, then we have the services. Services is basically does every modification and it finds the data entry from the database, or it fetches data from the database using the repository. Repository is injected in the service, okay, through constructor method. Then service is injected in controller, right? And the controller and everything is injected or added in the module. So base module dependent. So it works on module. So now later you can also use the services of one module in another module as well. So that is how the basic CRUD operations work in NestJS. So yeah, thank you for watching till the end.